Hi everyone, so this is your video for week 4. So as always, you have a discussion topic for the week, and for this week it is, who do you think has more control over your feelings, yourself or others? And then next we're going to talk about self-talk. So what is personal power? And these are the 3 things we're talking about this week: is self-talk, personal narrative, and shame resilience. And self-talk, I've given you a understanding self-talk, but what self-talk is: the steady stream of ongoing thoughts or internal dialogue that goes on in our minds constantly. And your self-talk can influence your mood, your emotions, and ultimately your behavior. So understanding self-talk, read through that. There is positive self-talk. If you come to school face-to-face, we are going to watch these videos in class. But for those of you who are virtual, you will need to watch these videos, and then at the very bottom, you're going to answer these questions, and there will be a quiz at the end of next week on all the topics, so make sure you're not just going through and kind of just answering randomly. You will have a quiz next week on all this stuff, so just keep that in mind. And then after that, this one is about personal narrative, and you are going to have to write a personal narrative this week. So a narrative is a story. It's a series of events told through narration. This means that a personal narrative is a story about something important in the life of the writer, so that would be you guys. It should not be like an autobiography. This is not your whole life story. This is just about a moment or an event in your life that really shaped you into the person that you are right now. It can be positive, it can be negative, but how would you tell that story to someone else? And I'm going to talk about that in class too, because you're going to have a multitude of different ways to tell this. You're going to have to write it out, but then you are going to have to kind of give an animation type or something where I'll talk about it. I'll tell you about it. But for those of you who are online, remember to watch this video, and then I have described what your personal narrative should look like. It should be 3 to 5 sentences or longer. I would hope that they're a little longer because it is a story that has shaped you. Just pretend you're writing in a diary. Pretend that you're making a journal entry about something that happened that day, and go back in time to that day and tell what your story is. Okay? All right, so next is building self-esteem. So I've given you a list of activities that you can do every day to raise your self-esteem. So the first one is pay attention to your own personal needs and wants. It's important to listen to your mind and body. If your body is expressing exhaustion and tiredness, consider giving yourself time to rest. If your mind is telling you to complete a task, consider completing those tasks, because that maybe can take some stress off of you. Take care of yourself. Take time to do activities that you enjoy. Complete an activity that you've been putting off. Do things using your own special talents. If you're an excellent writer, then write something. If you are good at drawing, then draw something. You are going to have to create something with this as well, but just answer these questions for right now. And then the last thing is we are going to go over Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Most of you have probably already heard of this, but what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a pyramid of how our needs and wants as humans, you have to have the bottom one before you can go to the top. So the very first one is physical needs. So you need air, water, food, shelter to be able to have safety needs, so personal security, employment, resources, health. You're not going to be able to hold down a job if you can't eat or if you can't breathe, obviously. And then after safety needs is love and belonging, which is friendship and intimacy. Esteem is respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, and then self-actualization is the desire to become the most that one can be. Usually no one ever reaches this stage fully because it's always a desire to keep bettering yourself over and over again. What you're going to have to do is click on this link, and you're going to fill in your own, this is an example of mine, fill in your own Maslow's hierarchy of what yours would look like. So mine, my basic needs at the bottom, I put Chick-fil-A. I live off Chick-fil-A. There's also having a home and water to drink, being healthy, having my job, having a safe place to live, things like that. All right, so just fill that in and you'll be good to go. And then as always, remember that your mental health tracker, this should be the last week of January. You should have all the other ones filled in except for that very last week, and you're going to turn that in on Friday, and you'll have a new one starting next Monday for February. All right, so if you have any questions on that, please let me know. Please ask me. Remember to attend your weekly meetings. There is one today for counseling and mental health, and there's one Wednesday for counseling and mental health. I will have that pulled up. If you have any questions on anything, you just got to join in and let me know.